Okay, hello students. It's me again, Soraya. We are going to talk about basic sentence pattern. Still the material from English Syntax. In English, there are 9 basic sentence patterns, and then each position in each pattern is the home slot of a particular grammatical meaning. So here in the example, the girl bought a dress. The first position is the girl. It is the performer of the action. Here she is the girl is in the position of subject. The second position, bought a dress, is filled with the meaning of predication. That is, if those positions are from grammatical meaning. But if we see the content or the phrases, in the sentences, we can see the patterns that there are 9 patterns here. Okay, a sentence can be filled with noun phrase. Here it is written as noun, and then using the verb be and an adjective phrase or adjective, so it becomes noun be adjective. The second pattern is noun be adverb. The noun here can be with noun phrase, and then the verb is by using verb be, okay, and then adverbial phrase or adverb. The third pattern is noun be noun. The first one, noun phrase, and then the last noun is also noun phrase, and then here we still use the verb be. So pattern 1, 2, 3 using verb be. Okay, and then now pattern 4, okay, it consists of noun. Okay, here in this case it can be noun phrase, and then the verb using verb linking and an adjective or adjective phrase. Pattern number 5 is also still use verb linking, but the pattern is noun, verb linking, noun. Okay, so the difference is just here. Okay, in pattern 4 we use adjective, in pattern 5 we use noun, but both patterns use verb linking. Okay, and then pattern 6 is noun, the combination of noun and verb intransitive. Noun here can be noun phrase, okay, and then the verb can be intransitive. And then pattern 7, and then pattern 8 and pattern 9, the 3 of them use verb transitive. Okay, so VT here is verb transitive. The combination is noun for transitive noun. Here we have one object, here we have 2 objects, and then 9 we have noun for transitive noun, function as subject, and complement. Okay, and then the complement can be in form of noun phrase, adjective phrase, pronoun, adverb phrase of place, and then present participle or infinitive phrase with to be. Okay, if you see all of them in general, always start with noun. Okay, so all of the patterns using noun. Why? Because all subjects should be filled with noun phrase. Okay, so start with noun, all of them. Subject is always filled by a noun phrase. And then the verbs, there are 4 kinds of verbs. Verbs be for pattern 1, 2, and 3. Verb linking for pattern 4 and 5. Verb intransitive and verb transitive for pattern 7, pattern 8, and pattern 9. Now, let's go to the patterns. We'll start with the first one, noun be adjective. Okay, the first one, like I said before, it is filled with noun phrase. And then we use the verb be. Verb be here can be is, am, are, was, were, or been. Okay, so the third position, the adjective. Okay, this is the position. The last one should be filled with adjective, adjective phrase, or adjectival. Okay, so my mother is very nice. My mother is noun phrase, and then the verb be, and then very nice is adjective phrase. The second pattern is noun be adverb. Okay. The verb be here has the meaning of be located or occur. Be located or occur. And then the third position must be occupied by adverbial. Okay, adverbial. So it can be adverb. Adverbial is what is it? Other part of speech that filled the position of adverb. So it can be in the a form of prepositional phrase like this. Okay, so the key is for most words in third position here can be substituted with there or then. So even though it is in form of a prepositional phrase, okay, the adverbial can be substituted with the word there or then. So the girl is at here. So we can change it. For example, the girl is there, okay, or the girl is here. So what is it? All in the position of location. Okay, can be replaced with there if it is location or then if it is time. The third pattern is noun be noun. Here, there are two nouns. The first noun phrase is a subject, and the last noun phrase, okay, has the meaning of what is it? Identified or classified as. Okay, so the meaning of be here is be identified or be classified as. And then the first noun has the grammatical meaning of that one which is identified. Okay, and the last one is subject complement. So this is the complement or information about the subject. So my brother is a doctor. My brother is a doctor. The one which is identified here is my brother. Okay, be has the meaning of be identified. My brother is identified as. The complement, the subject complement is a doctor. My brother is classified or identified as a doctor. Okay, so noun phrase, verb be, noun phrase. Pattern number 4 is noun verb linking adjective. Okay, the first noun or noun phrase is the subject. And then the verb is called linking verb because that links adjective with the subject. Okay, so it links this adjective with the subject. And then what is it? To check, okay, to check whether it is a linking verb or not, you can change the verb with the word seems, be, become, or remain. If you can use the verb with these verbs with no substantial change of meaning, then it is linking verb. Okay, and a linking verb itself may be preceded by auxiliary. So for example, the body may become lively. So it is started with auxiliary model. The body may become lively. Okay, so suppose I want to check whether this is linking verb or not. The cyclist appears weary, so I change the word appears into be. For example, the cyclist is, or the cyclist is weary. Okay, so if it has no change of meaning, then it is linking verb. Okay, so again, the adjective gives the information about the subject. Yeah. Okay, so it is like this, like before these are the subject complement. Pattern number 5 is noun linking verb noun. So the second noun here is subject complement because it identifies the subject. My sister remained an outstanding student. Okay, I want to check whether this the word remain is linking verb. Just change it into be. Okay, my sister was an outstanding student. Okay, so it has no substantial change of meaning, then it is linking verb. And then my sister as the subject, and then outstanding student is subject complement. So my sister is identified as outstanding student. Pattern number 6 is a combination of noun and verb intransitive. So the verb is intransitive, but you can modify. Yeah, you can modify the verb intransitive with other adverbial information. So for example, the sportsmen were fishing in the pond. But if you want to end it, the sportsmen were fishing, then you may stop there. Okay. So here, the sportsmen, the subject, were fishing as the intransitive verb, because you do not need object here. Okay. Starting from pattern 7, we are going to use verb transitive. And since verb transitive need object, then the noun after the verb transitive is the object. So we have subject, verb transitive, object. Okay. So the verb is completed by a noun or pronoun, which is called direct object. Okay. And then to check in pattern 7, to check, you can make the sentence from active to passive. Okay, so for example, like this: the girl bought a dress. We can change the forms from active into passive. A dress was bought by the girl. If you can make it like this, then it is pattern 7. This is pattern 8. Pattern 8 is that has the form of noun or noun phrase, verb transitive, noun, noun, and now there are 3 nouns. The first noun is the subject. Okay, and then the second noun, it is the indirect object, and then the last one is the direct object. Okay, the mother bought the girl a dress. Okay, so the mother bought a dress for the girl. So the girl here, we call it is in the position of indirect object, because the girl is the beneficiary of the action. He sold them a ticket. What did he sell? A ticket. So he sold them a ticket. He sold a ticket. Okay, this is the direct object to them. Okay, so them here is indirect object. Okay, so the position of noun here can be a noun phrase, can be a pronoun. Okay, also in the position of subject. Okay, the last pattern is noun, verb transitive, noun. Okay, subject, verb transitive, object plus 1 as the complement. It can be noun, noun phrase, adjective phrase, pronoun, adverb of place, verb in form of present participle, or infinitive phrase with to be. Okay. The noun, the complement, is information for the object. That's why we call it object complement. So, for example, the basketball chose Charlotte a captain. So, who becomes the captain? Charlotte. So, captain is information about the Charlotte. That's why we call it object complement. Charlotte is the direct object. Okay. Basketball team is the subject. He considered her brilliant. Okay. He considered her brilliant. Subject, verb transitive. Her here is pronoun. Brilliant, adjective. Okay. So the complement is in form of adjective. Okay. Here, her is direct object. I imagine her eating. I subject. And then we have verb transitive. Her here is a direct object, and an eating here, present participle. Okay. So the difference with pattern 8 before, here the position is subject, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object. But in pattern 9, subject, verb transitive, direct object. Okay, so that's the different direct object, and here object complement. So in pattern 8, once again, it is subject, verb transitive, indirect object, direct object. But in pattern 9, the pattern is the function of the words is subject, verb transitive, direct object, and object complement. So if we review again, each position in the pattern has a dual role. The first one, each position is the habitat of particular part of speech, noun, verb, adjective, adverb. So here we have the pattern. Noun, verb, transitive, noun, for example. This is pattern 7. However, the second role of each position is to signal the grammatical meaning, or we know it as the function. As subject, okay, the boy here is the subject, and then the hamburger here is the direct object. These are the functions that can be filled in the position of words in the sentence. The first one, a subject. The second one, verb or predicator. And then subject complement. Subject complement is in the pattern what is that, 3, pattern 4, 5, yeah. And then direct object, you get it on pattern 7, pattern 8, and 9. And then indirect object, it is on pattern 8. Objective complement, it is in pattern 9. Object of preposition, okay. And then modifier and connector. So these three is a smaller part in the pattern. Okay, but if we see the big picture of the home slot position, it is just from subject to object of preposition. Okay, thank you. That is the material for basic sentence pattern. Good luck.